What's good, world? It's your boy Stefan. Welcome to the live stream. Let's chat it up. Before we get started, always welcome in engagements. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you like it, you can like it. If you love it, you can love it. If it just makes you mad, leave an angry face. I don't get offended. So let's talk about it. Let's dive right in. We're going to talk about this strategy, okay? We're going to talk about how, because I did a post a couple weeks back about what is your number one issue whenever it comes, what's your number one challenge whenever it comes to exercise, whenever it comes to working out, whenever it comes to working on that body game. And by the way, I don't know who originated the term body game. I think it was a guy named Ron Wills. But anyway, I didn't coin that term. I don't even know if the term is coined. But we're going to talk about, anyway, I did a post. People said one of their main issues was consistency. Consistency and motivation. And luckily, I'm going to be able to address both of these with this topic that we're going to talk about today. So if whenever it comes to exercise, you're having a problem with consistency, okay, if you're having an issue with motivation, if you're having a hard time going into the gym, if you're having a hard time putting in work, and when you do, it's just, you ain't really looking forward to it. Sometimes you like how you feel afterwards, but you ain't looking forward to it. Maybe you're sore all the time. If you're injured all the time. If you're flip-floppy. You are like, yeah, I'm going to get out here. I'm going to work on my stuff. I'm going to work on my body game. I'm going to exercise, and you go for a little while. Maybe you see some results, then you stop. See a lot of this. The wave. If you're dealing with that, then this video is going to be for you. So let's talk about it. Let's chat it up. This is an outdated strategy. This is how you're going to be able to boost your exercise consistency. This strategy, if you remove this strategy, all right, and I'm going to share it with you. If you remove this strategy, excuse me, there's something in my eye, then there's a good chance you're going to see yourself boost your results. And this outdated strategy, all right, is overtraining and pushing to burnout in your exercises. Thinking that your exercise needs to be intense. And I want to give a shout out to Pavel Tsatsouline. I think I pronounced his name. I'd like to recommend you guys to his podcast on the Tim Ferris Podcast, where they go into a lot of details about this concept that I'm going to share with you guys about why burnout is bad and why if all of your exercises, you're pushing for burnout, you're pushing for failure, if the majority of your exercise, if you think a good exercise session, a good workout session is going out there and killing your body, then you might want to reduce this. You might want to start eliminating that or reduce that strategy. Because you want to learn how to not overtrain. And you want to learn how to get more out of doing less. You want to learn how to get extremely effective workouts that are going to build your strength, build your body game without reaching burnout. If you can learn how to do this, you will start finding more consistency in your exercise. And I'm going to tell you why. Because a lot of the reason why people have a hard time going to the gym and practicing is because it's such a pain. It's so hard. Because the last time they went and worked out, they pushed themselves so hard, and it was like a freaking Rocky movie in an hour. And they did that for like a couple weeks, and then eventually their body just gets too sore, and the energy it takes to get to the gym, to get to practice is just too much. Or maybe you're one of those sick, twisted people like your boy, like I used to be. All right, and I just love exercise, so I'll go into the gym and I'll grind and I'll grind and I'll grind, but it takes a toll on your body over time. it really starts to add up. And if we're talking longevity and peak performance, high performance, it ain't the best strategy. It ain't the best strategy. And Pavel Tsatsouline, I think that's how you pronounce his name, explains it in that podcast that I recommended. He goes into way more detail. And I'm going to try to summarize this to the best of my abilities and share this with you guys. But, because where most people go wrong is they think that pushing for burnout is really, really good. They think that the pushing for burnout is a sign that they're getting better, that they're developing skills. All right? You're learning how to move your body in a different way. You're learning how to push up a certain type of weight. That's a skill set, as Pavel explains. But the burnout is actually bad. The burnout is actually not a good sign. All right? The burnout, what it does is there's a couple things. One, whenever we're going really hard and we experience that huge burn feeling, if I'm correct, our body releases hydrogen oxide, one of them chemicals. Go look at the podcast to go into more detail. But that's that burnout feeling. Okay, but what that does is it also messes up the neurons, the activity of how the body and the brain communicate. Which is why whenever people reach that burnout, they have a hard time doing the moves. You're like, I want to move faster. I want to push harder, but you can't get your body to do it. It's a symptom. So that burnout, Mr. Cody says, I agree. That burnout, not only does it mess up the connection, this is why I talk about that mind-body connection. You could be swole as fuck, all right, but if you can't move your body, you can't get your body to do the things that you want to do. And I'm going to talk to you about another misconception about building muscle. I'm going to share that too. But mind-body connection is so important. Mobility is so important. This is why I preach about it so much. And so whenever we're always shooting for burnout, it actually starts to ruin that process. It starts to tear at that process. Also, this chemical that is released whenever we reach burnout, that Mr. Pavel Tsatsouline referenced. This chemical that's released, whenever it is present in the body in certain parts of the body for too long, it tears at the joint and it actually tears away. It tears away at the joint and it starts to make things deteriorate. It's good for a certain amount of time, but if we keep it for too long in our body, we keep that burnout too long, it starts to tear away at our body, right? And all this happens, and we're going to be extremely painful. We're going to be really sore. We're less motivated to get into the gym. Now, Cody said serotonin. No, I'm not talking about the good chemical. I'm talking about serotonin's released whenever. That's the good chemical. That's like the reward chemical. Actually, dopamine is the reward chemical. But serotonin's somewhere in there. The burnout feeling. Whenever you're exercising and like your body's shutting down. You go so hard that your body is shutting down. That feeling. Right? And so, like I referenced earlier, this feeling, and this is where a lot of people went wrong, because in the era of fitness and exercise, we get into bodybuilding. Okay, and here's the thing. If you are trying to get into bodybuilding, if you want to build tons and tons and tons of muscle, the burnout is good. The burnout's good, but, and this is where a lot of people go wrong. And I learned this once I started training jiu-jitsu. And there's guys, if you watch this video, who train jiu-jitsu who will testify. This burnout builds a lot of muscle. But lots of muscle, and if you want to get a lot of muscle, that's fine. But lots of muscle does not mean strength. Lots of muscle does not mean strength. It's not true. Lots of muscle does not mean strength. Okay? And I learned that in jiu-jitsu. I used to be all into bodybuilding. I used to think that if I got more muscles, I'd even maybe have more body control and my body-mind connection would be stronger and better. And then you see these guys in jiu-jitsu who are swole as fuck getting hip tossed and tapped out by super tiny guys who ain't got them big muscles. I'm talking ragdoll. I'm not talking about I'm talking ragdoll. All right? And personally, with my skill set that I've developed through practicing jiu-jitsu on and off, I'm ashamed to say, wish more on than off, but there's guys who will be extra swole, way bigger than me, and I'll ragdoll them. But that's just the power of jiu-jitsu. So, massive muscle, everybody say hi to Jonah. Massive muscle does not mean strength, okay? So, massive muscle does not mean strength. So, if you're trying to let's go. So, I'm trying to sell you on how, I don't care, I'm selling you really. I'm trying to let you understand why burnout isn't that great, why it looks good, why it seems good, it seems all nice and dandy, and why when people do it, they do seem to get some result, all right? But the results that they're getting, it might look on the image, and there's a point where you want to build some muscle. The burnout is not never necessary, but every exercise does not need to reach till burnout. If you are pushing till burnout with most of your exercises, you are not reaching. One, you're killing your body. Two, it's going to lower your motivation. Three, you're not going to be able to increase your skill set as well. For the fifth time, I want to once again recommend anybody, and as I continue to study this stuff more, I'll share more about it, the Pavel Tsatsouline interview on the Tim Ferris Podcast. I want to recommend that to anybody who is into exercise and who wants to dive more into that and increasing their body game. All right? He goes into a lot of detail about why that's bad. Or he goes into a lot of different strategies you can use, and he talks great detail about why the burnout ain't the best and the science of it. So, let me think. So what can we do? What can we do? And here's the thing. Whenever you exercise, it can be fun. And this is why I use the term train to energize. Consistency over intensity. Because a certain amount of exercise actually does make us feel good. But then once we push past that intensity burnout, we start to feel bad after the exercise and like really drained. Right? So, what can we do to increase our consistency is if we stop pushing for burnout, we're going to enjoy our exercises more. And because we enjoy our exercises more and we're not as sore, we're going to be more motivated to get up and exercise again. So maybe instead of going to the gym and killing yourself, go to the gym and just practice certain moves, practice movement patterns. Mr. Pavel recommends 2 to 5 reps, 3 sets. That's it. And he gives the science of why that's important. And I'll tell y'all this. Y'all see me sharing the 1,000 days of dancing for mental health awareness. I've applied these concepts to my dancing and to a lot of my practice with my body control. And it helped me progress a lot faster than whenever I would always try to be intense. And I know for a fact I would not be able to dance every single day and do this stuff if every time I did it, it was intense. The majority of my practices have been more of a consistency, way less reps, and I just do more throughout the day. And it helps a whole lot. So that's my own personal story. So what you need to do is you need to learn how to not overtrain. You need to learn how to start doing more with less. All right, and you need to learn how you can start incorporating exercises and movement patterns into your day and workouts into your day, skill sets into your workouts. You need to learn how to really do less, get better at those. You need to learn how to get better at those by doing less and not reaching burnout. So you can, 1, have a good time, and 2, find more consistency, which is going to help you get way better results, especially over time, because you'll get more volume. You'll end up getting more reps in over time. All right, and I like to what you can do from there. If you want to learn more, I recommend you to Tim Ferris's podcast with his podcast with Pavel Tsatsouline, and and then if you want to learn more and you need some extra help, shoot me a message and I'll see what I can do. I'll see how I can help you. All right, and I'm telling you guys, if you apply this strategy, you will see great results in your body game, in your body confidence. If y'all have any questions, if y'all got any questions, any extra questions, I will take the next 5-10 minutes to answer them. You can leave them below, leave your thoughts below. I'll take some time. But yeah, for those of you who just dropped in, what's up, Cody? What's up, Caitlin? The number one strategy that you can remove that everybody else is doing is remove that need, remove that mindset that you believe that you have to kill yourself with the majority of your exercises. Because what a lot of people do is most of their exercises will be intense, and then they'll do a couple like chill exercises. What I will recommend is doing more chill, fun practice exercises, and try to do more of those throughout your day and less of the intense exercises, and setting aside a certain week, a certain couple weeks of intense, or maybe a certain day for intensity. That's what I would recommend. But who the fuck am I? Who am I? I don't know. I don't know nothing about the body game. I don't know nothing about it. I don't know nothing about the body game. I don't know nothing about the body game. Who am I? What do I know? I haven't helped people develop the body-mind connection of dancers. I haven't helped people find the motivation to start exercising every single day for 365 days. I haven't helped people learn how to get headstands in their crows in a week. I haven't done that. Cody's giving the laughs. That's my homie right there. That's a dude who understands the power of body control and just having fun with your exercise. Yeah. All right, so just a heads up, here in a little bit, I will be doing a post over a Let Me Help You post. I'm going to do a Let Me Help You post where here in a little bit, I'm going to be taking all the time. All right, I'm going to be taking the next, till about 7 o'clock. Till about 6:45, 7 o'clock to be answering anybody's questions. So if you have issues that you're running into, challenges you're running into, you can leave them in the comments in this post that I'm going to post here in a little bit. And I'll answer your questions for free. All right. It's your boy, Stefan. I'm going to wrap this up. Told y'all I'm going to try to start doing the daily vlogs. I shouldn't say I try. I really want to get to dropping a video a day. One video a day. I think I can do it. I believe I can do it. So, let me invite Cody. It says, go live with Cody. I'm going to invite you. Just for 5 seconds. Let me see if this will work. This is off the top. It says it's adding. I tried this one time with my buddy Jordan, and it made a weird noise, so we'll see. See if it works. Oh, it's moving too slow, and I gotta bounce. All right, so I'm gonna hop off. Yeah, look out for that post. It's your boy Stefan. I'll chat with you later. Peace.